Hello everyone, this is James coming to you from the 10-Minute Trader and investing for cash flow with dividend stocks. Today is August 14th. You're probably seeing this first thing Monday morning, so I like to do this today ahead of time so you know what it is we're looking for or we're getting ready to do for today. August 14th, it is about 10 o'clock, and as you know, we like to look 10 days ahead of time. So 10 days from today, which you're looking at this on the 15th, would be August 29th. I'm going to show you where I get my stock list from, and I'm going to show you what the list looks like for this week. Over here at NASDAQ.com, it's going to, under the dividend calendar section, it's going to tell you what stocks are going to be paying out a dividend in the next 10 days. August 29th specifically, we're looking at 53 companies. Some of these companies you've heard of: American Capital, Allstate, Global, Lowe's, Qualcomm, Stag. Anyway, 53. I take this list here from NASDAQ, I cross-reference it with Thinkorswim. Now, Thinkorswim is showing 53 companies also on the 29th. See, August 29th, we have 53 companies. August 30th, 56. The 31st, 36. 1st, 14. And then on Friday, we got 12 more. So that's, over 160 companies. That's a lot to process just for one day. So I'm going to break this down in a couple of days. First, tomorrow, which is today, Monday, we're looking at 53 companies. Here they are. Take this list and we take that and put it into our two pieces of software we're looking at. Here's what pops up. Let me briefly go over with you what some of the stuff means. Put the symbols in here, hit add, hit the go. If the calculator does its mathematics and comes up with these numbers. The first column is symbol, then stock price, what it closed at on Friday on the previous day, what the dividend is, and then the yield. If we were going to hold the stock for the whole year, this is what the yield's going to be. Some of them you might want to do, some of them you might not. Okay, the highest yield we have right here, 12.5%, 12.8. The lowest we have is 0.1. Yay. Okay, so dividend, DOS is a dividend on steroids. This tells you what performance the stock had in the past using the dividend capturing strategy. That's buying it 10 days prior to the EX date, adding 2.5%, coming up with a new target, and then going from there. Double dividends. That's just taking the dividend and doubling it and adding it to the purchase price. So you add 26 to whatever the purchase price is, add 2 cents to whatever the purchase price is, so on and so forth. DC, which stands for dividend capturing, buy it before the EX date, hold it to the date of record, collect the dividend, turn around, and resell it for a profit. So if I buy it at $45.91, I collect that 7-cent dividend, and then I sell it for $45.92 or $45.93 after the date of record. That way I collect the dividend and I collect 1, 2, 3, 4 cents in profits after that, after collecting the dividend. That's the main thing, is collecting the dividend, because we want to grab that, get in, get out, and so forth. Now, why is the software so cool? Look at this. These are all the companies that 90% are over. You scroll down a little bit further, and the percentages drop all the way down to right here. Now, these ones in red don't have enough data, so that the software couldn't do the calculations. But if you got 53 companies and the bottom one is 76% of the time, do you really want to spend your time chasing what is the dividend, 28 cents, and only getting it 76% of the time? No. I'd rather say, hey, 53 companies, I want to stick to somebody in the 90% area. Look at them all. There's plenty of them. Okay? Last column is the options. Does the stock have options? What is that? That allows me to capture some more premiums for giving somebody else the opportunity of buying the stock from me at the exact same price I paid for it, or close to the exact price I paid for it. That's a little bit more advanced. We'll get to that another time. So let's look at the software real quick. You take all the stock symbols, hit go, and you wait for it to populate. Now, what I do here to eliminate the ones I don't want to look at, first off, if they don't have 10 years worth of data, We just click on the X, get rid of it. If these days right here, if these numbers here are high, above 5 or 6, I get rid of it. And the only reason why I'm holding on to this one right here, DOV, because some of the numbers came out really nice. So we're just holding on to them. Down here, the yield, if the yield is below 2%, I get rid of it. Don't even want to look at it. The 30-day average volume, how much stock is actually traded on a daily basis, average. If it's below, 500,000, don't even want. It's like being the only dancer on the dance floor, the only person on the dance floor. Do I really want to be the only trader trading? No, I don't. So if you don't have at least 500,000 shares or more, don't bother. Now, if the target, no, not the target, sorry, if the dividend is less than 10 cents, I don't want to bother. Because remember, it costs money every time we buy, it costs money every time we sell. You have to add those two buy and sell prices and calculate to make sure we're going to make a profit. Because I don't want to spend, $20 trading and only make 15 on the dividends. Okay, so if I'm making $30 on the dividends and I'm paying $5 on the commissions, great. Hey, I'm all for it. Okay, so what else do we have on here? Now we have the chart. We click on the chart, and that takes us right over here to to Yahoo Finance, and that's going to look at 10 years worth of data. You can click the chart right here to find which year you want to look at: 1 day, 5 days, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or the maximum. I like to look at 10 years. If I'm going to hold this stock, how did it perform over the last 10 years? Okay, Time Warner 10 years ago was at $77, $52. Okay, now it's at 80. That works for me. So I'll, hypothetically speaking, in another 10 years, it's going to be worth more than 80. That's not guaranteed. That's hypothetically speaking. And how well did it perform? Look at all the blue diamonds. Those are all dividend payments. Hey, that's great. The purple pentagons, yeah, those are pentagons, 5 sides. Those are stock splits. The red and green lines here, vertical lines, those are stock volume. Those are up days, green, and red days are down. So that gives you an idea. Now each one, sorry, let's just jump back to the software. Each one allows you to find out how the chart does. Now just because we have 6 to pick from, what does the software say? Okay, software says one thing, but what does the chart, what does the trend look like? That's another thing you have to take into consideration. Here's the newest piece of the software. This is what I call the seasonality. Now, just because the software says something, how is the stock trending? Now, certain stocks act a certain way during a certain time of year. Okay, we're into the 4th quarter now. September. Yeah, we're into the 4th quarter. So, how does this look in the 4th quarter? You put the stock symbol there, you plot the dividend, and it starts from here. Okay, this is 10 day prior to the left, and from 0 all the way up to 90, because it's usually 90 days between each dividend payment. How has the stock performed? Okay, click on one of these, that represents the specific year. The green, or the yellowish green, that represents the average. How has it looked on average? Okay, from the dividend date, it trends up. Okay, over the last 10 years, that's the last 10-year period. That is an average of what it usually does. So I like that. So I cross-reference the 10 years worth of data from YouTube. How does it look? What was it 10 years ago? What is it? What is it now? And the seasonality. How has it performed over the last 10 years? Starting from the dividend date, it all goes back to the dividend. It's the only thing I've found that is consistently gives me the numbers I'm looking for. So with that being said, this is James from 10 Minute Trader and Investing for Monthly Cash Flow. You guys have a great day and happy trading.